hello.
Oh, sorry to bother you, Mrs. Bishop. You haven't got a plaster handy, have you? I've snagged me thumb.
Oh, you better come in.
Just something to keep the dirt out, you know.
Yes, well... Oh, it doesn't look too bad. How did you do it?
On a broken bottle, I reckon. Anyway, I didn't stop to find out. I just dropped the sack.
Oh, dear, I'm afraid I might be to blame for that. I broke a jam jar yesterday.
Yeah, well, if you do it again, wrap it up in newspaper or something, will you? It's one of the problems with these plastic sacks.
Yes, of course. Do you know, I never thought.
Well, a lot of folk don't. Well, if you could get us that plaster, then.
Well, I'd feel happier if you'd let me clean it up a bit first.
OK.
Well, I've not long since brewed a pot of tea. Would you like a cup while I have a look at your thumb?
Now you're talking.
I'll get the disinfectant.
Oh, milk and sugar will do fine for me, love.
To put on your thumb.
Make a good cup of tea.
Oh, thank you. How's the thumb?
No, it's not dropped off yet.
Oh, I hope it isn't going to.
Well, tired anyway.
You were lucky, you know.
Lucky? What's unlucky then, losing an arm or a leg?
Lucky to catch me in. Another 5 minutes and I'd have been on the way to the library.
Well, if it's just something you're dropping off, I could do it for you. I've got to go myself this afternoon.
Oh, thank you, but I want to change them, actually.
Yeah, OK. What do you reckon to it, then?
What's that?
The new library.
Oh, I like it. Much brighter than the old place.
Easy to find things and all. Well, it is in non-fiction anyway.
Do you use it a lot, then?
Oh, practically live there in the winter.
Really?
Well, don't sound so surprised. Just because I'm a bin man doesn't mean I can't read, you know. I have got 2 A-levels. I'm not the only one, I know. There's 1 or 2 of the lads who've got it up here.
But if you've got 2 A-levels...
Why am I on the bins?
Well, yes, I thought you might have found something more suitable than that.
You sound just like my mum. Always going on at me, she was. Her and me old fella. Waste of a good education, they said. That's why I moved out in the end. I just couldn't stick it anymore. And the fact is, I quite like it on the bins. I mean, the money's OK. I've got some good mates, and I get a lot of time to myself. But my mum and dad, they couldn't see it my way. Couldn't see it my way at all.
So, you're in lodgings, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't sound too keen.
Well, it'd be all right if the lads I share with were more on my wavelength. You see, I like to get my head stuck into a good book or take a squint through my telescope.
Telescope?
Astronomy. That's what I'm into at the moment. They think I'm round the twist. I mean, if you're not gawping at the telly or swilling ale or birding it, they reckon you're not normal. But at least the company, I suppose. And it's nice to know there's someone there if you want a chat, you know. So, that's something I couldn't stick that, you know, being on my own. I don't know how you stick it on you, Todd, honest I don't.
Well, some of us don't have much choice, I'm afraid.
I don't know why you've not thought of it before.
Well, to be honest, the thought had crossed my mind, but taking in a lodger would be quite a big step for me. I mean, well, these days you can't be too sure who you're taking in.
That's why I reckon you'd be best off with a student. At least you'd have someone with a brain for company, not some empty-headed moron who only opens his mouth to stuff it with fodder.
Yes, I suppose so.
I reckon you get on great with a student. Well, tar for the tea. I must be going. Oh, and thanks for looking after this.
Oh, it was nothing. I'm only sorry it happened in the first place.
Yeah, well, think on what I said. I reckon the Polly would snap your hand off if you decided to take on a student. Well, see ya.
Yes, and thank you.